All right, good evening, everybody. I'm Adam Cummings. I'll be the chairman tonight and declare this meeting, or call this meeting to order and declare it to be a legally constituted meeting of the Town of Chi-Lai Zoning Board of Appeals. If you could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Board members for tonight, my far left is Jim Wiesner. My immediate left is Matt Sinicola. My immediate right is Fred Trott. My far right is Philip Supernault. Side table, we have Paul Wanzenried from the Building Department. And sorry, I forgot your name, sir.
Jeff Albanese.
Okay, Jeff Albanese is our counsel for tonight. Sandy Hewlett is our stenographer. And we will hear each application as they appear on the agenda. If you want a copy, they're on the back roller cart by the door. And at the conclusion of each public hearing, the board will have a discussion and a vote on that application. And the applicant will get a letter from the building department within a week of the board's decision. I do have to point out, in the event of an emergency, our exits are the doors, the double doors that you came in. The back doors also go to the same hallway and out. And the side doors, they go out to the back of the building just in case we have an emergency. And if you do have a cell phone, I just ask for it to be silenced. I do have it on the notes that if you have a pager, turn that off, but nobody's had one in a few years, so I'll just make that reminder. I do have to point out on the agenda, application number 4, that's the application of Sol America Energy. They asked to be tabled at this meeting at their request. So they will not be, there will be no discussion of that agenda item tonight. So it will just be the remaining 4, which listed on the agenda are 1, 2, 3, and 5. So moving on, board, ask the board any issues with the signs on the agenda items? All right.
Chi-Lai Center, but
There was one on Chi-Lai Ave, it kind of blew away, and then there was one on the backside on the Memorial Drive, or Memorial Park for the community center side. We've been seeing some happenings along Chi-Lai Ave.
disappearing?
Yes.
Not just the wind.
Not just the wind. So we'll move on to application number 1, the application of Tom Kwiatkowski, 5 Knights Trail, Rochester, New York, 14624. The applicant owner for a variance to erect an accessory structure, a carport, to be 12.1 feet by 19.8 feet, where 8-foot east side setback is requested, where 10.0 feet is required at the property located at 5 Knights Trail in the R-1-15 district. So if you could please come to the podium, say your name and address and anything else you'd like to add. And that instruction goes with all the other applicants as they come up. So is Mr. Kwiatkowski here? Or Miss?
So you want me to come up there?
Yeah, so just up to the podium. If there's anything else you'd like to add, we will have your application up on the screen. If you want me to guide to anything, if you don't have anything else to add, you can go ahead and do that.
Don't have anything else to add.
Okay, and your name and address.
Oh, Cindy Kwiatkowski, 5 Knights Trail, Rochester, New York, 14624.
Okay. Board questions. Jim?
I don't have any.
All right, I'll go to the map just to show it. So I should be able to zoom in on that. You're looking to put a carport right there, and what we're talking about is off that side, east side lot line. You need 10 feet, it's got 8 feet. Matt, any questions?
No, Mr. Chairman, that's good.
Okay. Fred?
No, the only question I had was, are you confident with the 8 feet and the 8.75 from the structure? Is that a requirement, or is it just the?
No, that's just a dimension they're listing there, but the 8 feet is a requirement on there. So since it's a carport, there's no overhang or anything like that.
Okay. Nothing further.
Okay, Phil?
No questions.
Side table, anything to add? All right, I will open up the public hearing for this application. Anyone wishing to discuss this application? Not seeing any interested hands. Ask for a motion to close this public hearing. We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor saying aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? I can't tell Paul, you still want a permit for the carports, right?
Yep.
So a permit, you've started the process with him. One condition of approval is that you complete the permit process with him, so, with the building department, so a building permit will be required.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Fred.
If we approve the carport, and say 5 years down the road, they want to build a garage,
Yep,
does,
yep. They can add a garage 8 feet off the side setback.
and have a carport?
No, they would, well,
It would be too far forward.
I mean, they could have something on there, but it's gonna be cramped. No, it'd be more of a replacement of it.
Okay. That's all.
They could tear the carport down, and put a
Right,
addition on the house. It's
Right.
up to 8 feet, that's what you're approving.
correct.
Okay.
I thought that's what I said, but I could have been wrong. Now I declare the zoning board as lead agency and based on the information and evidence presented at this hearing, find this application to be a type 2 action of no significant environmental impact. Is there a second?
Second, excuse me, second?
All those in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I'd ask for a motion to adopt this application with that one condition of approval.
So moved.
We have a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
A board vote, Jim?
Yes.
Matt?
Yes.
Fred?
Yes.
Phil?
Yes.
I also vote yes, so you're all set with this. Thank you for
you.
coming in. All right, application number 2, the application of Scott and Dawn Callahan, 38 Springbrook Drive, North Chi-Line, New York, 14514. The applicant owner for a variance to A, house livestock poultry on 0.33 acres where 5 acres minimum is required. B, to erect an accessory structure, a livestock housing, 8 feet 0 inches north rear lot line and 15 feet 0 inches the east side setbacks, where 200 feet is required from each of those, at the property located at 38 Springbrook Drive in the R-1-15 district. Please invite you up to the podium.
I just want to thank everyone, the board, for hearing my appeal for a variance. And just some background, we have 6 chickens, and we know we don't have the size, but it's already, oh, you have it up there, good.
Yep,
Okay.
I can,
All
you
right,
tell me where on
we
the
have
application
six, We have
sheets.
6 chickens, and they're all hens, and I took some pictures, and I thought I'd straighten this, but, and they're kept in a secure, and it's cleaned daily by me. They are not visible to the neighborhood at all, since our back are completely fenced, and the chickens are fenced in separately as well, as you can see. I also have cameras in and out all around the structure. Now I know it's supposed to be 5 acres, and I didn't, when we got them last year, I honestly did look it up, so did my son, and I spoke to the building inspector, and he said, yeah, it's the last page of the code, and I didn't notice the 5 acres, and that's my bad. Oops, sorry. And I honestly did not do it intentionally to deceive anybody. I'm a combat veteran, military, Air Force, 21 years. I follow rules, and so I didn't do that out of anything else. Environmentally, the chickens, they're completely green, if you want it. They provide food. Their waste is used for our raised garden beds. I think there's another picture that shows our multiple garden beds on the side. We recycle. They eat scraps. They eat, cut down on bugs, and they're very clean. And the reason why I have 6 hens is in New York State law.
By Ag and Markets.
Yeah, I didn't want to buy 6.
Yep, yep.
Country Max. They didn't let me. So, yeah, and they all survived, no roosters. And I want to take this also opportunity as a background, because once I started this process, I spoke to Town Supervisor David Dunning, and I want to thank him because he's a very strong supporter of veterans, and I've gone to his Veterans Day breakfast, and he's the one who suggested I get a letter from my doctor, because these chickens the last year have directly affected my health. I've lost 30 pounds. My doctor, there's a letter in that note
Yep,
from my
we
doctor. He did a nice, really nice letter. Because he was really surprised when he saw me in April. This is before I got the letter, and we had talked about it. I said, I have chickens and everything. And then, so he graciously wrote that letter for me. It's really helped me out. And I just want to thank David Donnie, because he's the one who suggested that, to get the letter. I wasn't even thinking about that. If the board grants a variance, and I know it's a big if, because you're looking at a big 5 acres and everything in it, but I'm willing to move the coop to any area in our backyard, or purchase a mobile coop to facilitate any changes the board allows. Willing to have inspections as needed. I also have the cameras. I can show you on my phone right now if you need it, of the camera feeds, anything that would make it acceptable for me to keep them. So I'm willing to do whatever if you grant me that. And I just want to, thank you for your time and consideration. And I also wanted to notice I have 7 grandchildren, number 8's on the way in August, and the chickens are great. They're like pets. You call them poultry, but they come right to you. They're really not, and they're very clean. Like I said, they clean themselves all the time, and I recycle their waste into our compost heap, and we use it for the garden. So, like I said, there's many options I have to move it. It's completely mobile. Take it down, move it anywhere, or get a better one that can, whatever you guys want to do. So, but thank you for the opportunity. Is there anything else you want to ask me?
Okay, I just want to thank you for your service and the description of everything you have there. I do want to clarify right up front before we get into board discussions here of what our role is
Yes.
in the town government side, that's for your benefit and the audience benefit. And just to reiterate, we try to take out of consideration the owners of the property, because when we grant variances, it goes to the land. It stays with the land for the life of that land. So
Okay.
the next property owner, and likewise, we don't, or not that we're setting precedent, but we also make somewhat comparisons to other people that have applied for similar things. While each one stands on their own, we still have to think in our minds of why did we deny this one but approve this one? We do not want to put the town in an awkward spot where we aren't consistent in our decisions. And the last part of it is we are here for relief of the town code. So I know what you're trying to say about it being on the last page.
No, I agree.
Zoning
Yeah.
is what you're here for, and that's
Right.
what your property goes towards.
Yes.
That happens to be section 500 in our town code. That's the last section because Z
Yeah.
is the 26th letter of
Okay.
the alphabet. It is also the first place property
Not my
owners
words. That's
should
the-
be going.
When I mentioned that, I noticed and I looked
Yep.
it up. The
So-
inspector, he said that. I didn't even think, I didn't.
But I just want to make sure it's clear before
Right.
we get into any discussions. We appreciate the
Yeah.
personal notes that everybody
No,
brings into these,
right.
the grandchildren,
Right, I know.
the
I get it.
doctor's notes, but I just want to be clear on it, is we're looking at the land and the application and the magnitude of how it goes against it. So I just want to make sure it's
Okay,
clear on
no,
that.
I have one thing I
And
wasn't gonna add.
truthfully,
Go ahead.
on zoning,
Mm-hmm.
codes, once again, we don't pass the code.
No, I know.
We're just the kind of judge that the town board is the one that adopts those codes. So I just want to make sure that's clarified to everybody, is we're here to grant relief for specific items that might come in, and we try to minimize it as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
We are not allowed to change the town code, period.
Right.
So I just want to make sure that. So moving on, Jim, any questions? To board questions?
So there's an order of remedy. and
Yes.
usually those don't come about without some sort of
Complaint.
So can we hear what the nature of the complaint is to understand what brought this in?
I'm guessing it was an anonymous complaint that said there's chickens on the property. Or was it an inspection?
It wasn't an anonymous complaint, so a resident made a complaint that the applicant had chickens.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
A resident made a complaint that the applicant had chickens.
Okay.
Violation of the code.
Yep. which is what the order of remedy was, is the inspector then went out and that was a violation. Not that a complaint is a violation, it just prompts an inspection.
Somebody unhappy enough to do it, so.
We don't know that. It could have just been somebody observing it and knows the code. We don't know what intent theirs was, but there is an order to remedy on this one, which was ordered on May 21st, so they are trying to remedy this in a timely fashion. It's dated 2025, so some OTRs take longer than that.
I was just asking, I mean, the last one was by the cemetery, and somebody at the cemetery had complained.
Yep. I don't think it was one of the ones residing at the cemetery, but
That's all.
Visiting the cemetery. Okay, that's all I got.
okay. Matt?
This is an area variance that's being asked. I'm just curious if from the perspective, would a special use variance be applicable in any way, shape, or form on this front?
No.
I guess that's it. I had a question. You had the picture of the rolling pen, but then also in the forms that we got, we also had an enclosed pen.
So-
I put that in there as a,
Possibility.
possibility for,
Compliance.
to, if you guys offered any remedy, that I could purchase that, but that's not the one. I haven't purchased it, but there are many options in the market for mobile to move it anywhere. But I can move that also anywhere, because it's just, it's a,
So to clarify, this is what you currently have on
Yeah.
here. These, you're not
oh, no,
proposing to have one.
we have that. That's the coop, that's the open area, the coop's on the side. It's covered.
Okay, so, but this is your area and there's a coop in that area within that plastic.
Yes.
Yes, it's being
This
covered.
is an option, and this is an option. It's
that's-
not that you're asking for three things, or three areas. You're gonna do one area and one of those
I
types of
didn't put- yeah,
enclosures.
there is no mobile coop now. It's
Yep.
just it's fixed more or less. I mean, but like I said, that can all be taken down in a matter of,
Several days.
several days.
And once again, just to clarify, we're not looking for the type of coop, the construction
Yeah,
of the
right.
coop,
No, I
anything.
know.
We are strictly at the area variance dimensions, which is the setback and the
Yep.
acreage.
Yes. Yes.
Your next question, Fred?
Well, you kind of, so
If it-
let's ask the question.
Okay, if it,
I was asking if, as a young person that had chickens, I had them inside a coop.
Mhm.
And I can see the benefits of, from what his doctor said, I wonder if it's a possibility that if the chickens were stored in an enclosed facility, compared to being one that would be outside, where there'd be maybe less noise if there was a complaint about the noise.
well, you can put those into consideration, but I don't know how they address the setback and the
Like-
acreage.
Yes.
Can I address the noise? I've had chickens for many years when we lived out in farmland. Chickens make noise during the daylight hours
Address.
or when they're attacked. They are not a barking nuisance like the dogs that are around us, like the trains, like the car crashes, like the excessive noise from other
It's very noisy
vehicles.
where we are. We're off of Buffalo Road.
Mm-hmm.
And like we tell you, the chickens don't make any noise compared to the noise that we
They
hear on a
do
daily
make
basis.
some noise when they lay an egg,
When they lay
but
an egg,
other
but-
than that, they are
No
basically
roosters.
quiet.
But yeah, I was kind of surprised that hens, do make a little noise, but they're not like.
Well, when you have something that
But I don't think
large
the complaint
coming
was
out,
about
you tend to
noise.
squawk.
It was about just the
Okay,
chickens.
sorry, Paul, I didn't hear what you said.
It was just about the chickens.
The,
Oh, name and address for the stenographer, sorry. If you can identify your name
My
and
name is
address.
Dawn Callahan. I live at 38 Spring.
Thank you. I missed that
And I
at the
live
beginning
with-
part. Sorry about that.
Terribly sorry.
Yeah, I know we're not, it is the code, and you can't do anything about it's just a note from is that in researching Chi-Li, and I've lived in Chi-Li all my life, other than a few years that we lived in Clarendon, but I grew up in Chi-Li. And the thing is that there's many towns and villages in Monroe County that allow chickens by permit and have much smaller average lot sizes. Brockport, one, my son lives in the village of Brockport. His lot is really small, and they allow 6 chickens.
They allow them in the city of Rochester
I know,
too, but
12.
none of
I
that
know,
is
none of that
relevant
matter.
for the
I
town
know.
of Chi-Li.
I'm just saying.
We acknowledge it, but
Right.
that's not our
And-
code.
And I'm hoping I get relief from it, but, I'm going this route because David Dunning told me to try this first, because he said, quite frankly, he's not interested in changing the code. Well, I am. I have to say that. I would be interested, because I don't think it's fair. Because chickens, and Brockport especially, they told me the reason why it got changed is because a veteran applied and got denied, and they changed theirs. So.
Say that again? I can't hear you.
A veteran applied to the village of Brockport and got denied, and then they changed their, and now it doesn't apply to it.
Well, it's not only doesn't apply, it's
doesn't.
hearsay, and
No.
I have no concern, but I have no concern, or we have no concern of what
No, I
goes
know.
on in the village of
No, I
Brockport.
know, you're just going to vote on the thing, and trust me, it's uphill battle, everybody's told me that. The only reason I'm here is because David Dunning was nice enough to give me a call, talk to me, and said I should do this.
Yep, no.
and not the
And-
other.
And
He didn't want me
agreed,
to try to change the code, but I wanted to get the code changed. because-
and I'm
Right.
not saying yes or no to
No,
that.
I know.
But in terms of,
And I'm only-
this is the right portal, and this goes for all applications that
Right.
don't agree and want relief of our code in the town.
Exactly. and-
But then it's our job to address the magnitude of it and how it can be
I
minimized,
understand,
if it
and,
can.
I'm just
And
asking
if it can't,
for-
then we vote
I'm
no.
waiting for exception in this, and I appreciate your
Yep.
time, and like I said, I knew it was uphill battle, but.
Oh, well, we haven't, to be clear, we haven't voted yes or
Right,
no.
it's true.
I'm just stating our official stance on what we're tasked with here.
Right.
We can't, we're not supposed to sympathize
right.
and be subjective and things like that. Fred, any other questions? Because I still have to get to Phil.
No.
Okay, Phil?
No questions.
Side table, anything to add?
Questions?
All right.
I have a few questions if I could.
Yes? And if you can bring the microphone down, because it's an old microphone.
Sorry about that. It's Callahan, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Callahan. I just got a copy of the letter from your doctor and looking at it for the first time, and so Dr. O'Hara, is that correct?
Yes, he used to be a doctor here in Chi-Li, but he moved to Honey Eye Falls and
I was
was following.
clicking the wrong way.
Okay, how long have you treated with Dr. O'Hara, if you could remember?
2022.
Okay, so
Yeah.
a few years, okay. And just going line by line, so it's talking about you raising chickens and having a positive effect on weight loss, which you struggled with for years. So can you tell us how long that had been an issue for you, struggling with weight loss?
For the last 5 years at least, because, COVID hit, my job went to working from home. So basically,
What's your job?
I'm retired now.
Okay, what was it at the time?
Before I was working from home, working for ADT. I was professional doing the security.
Can I ask you to speak into the microphone, sir?
sorry.
I'm
Yeah.
even having difficulty
Yeah,
hearing.
I was working from home, doing calls and things for ADT, and I did it for 23 years, but the last 3 years of my employment there was where I gained all the weight. Because working from home, you can't go outside, take a walk, or do anything. I mean, not normally.
Right, at least not during work hours.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So,
Okay. So when did you get the chickens?
Last May.
Last May, okay.
2024.
So 2024. So for about, let's say those 3 years, struggling with your weight, did you attempt any other sort of weight loss program, medications, anything like that?
No.
Go to the gym?
Well,
We did do the dieting, we did do the
Yeah, I mean-
walking, we did do,
I've struggled with,
Some
what I mean by several years is I struggled with my weight in history of my, I went Air Force, to go back in the Air Force, I lost 80 pounds. And I got basically to get back in, and I had been heavy all my life, and so I reverted back to my old ways. And in the Air Force, I had no choice. I had to maintain my weight and pass a PT test every year. So, and I just retired from the Air Force in 2020.
Okay.
So, I did 21 years over a course of since the 1980s all the way to 2020, basically, in some the last few in the Air National Guard. So, well, yeah, it's been an issue for me. I was a heavy kid, and I lost weight 10th grade, and it's been like that ever since. On and get off again.
Okay. In caring, your doctor talks about caring for the chickens on a daily basis. And for someone who doesn't own chickens, what would that involve?
Oh, that was cleaning out the coop every day because they poop every day. So I have a system in there where they sit on a perch and the poop goes into a plastic bin. I clean that out, put it in the compost heap, and feeding them, getting their eggs. Trust me, it's every day doing something in chickens. And
So are they confined to a particular space?
yes, they're confined to a corner around their coop, and when the weather's bad, they stay inside because they have enough room because we have the wooden coop on the side. You can't see it because it's covered.
I gotcha. I see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in there. There's 2 pellets on either side, so the rain water would go down off of that. Trust me, to get it looking like that and and survive the winter and everything great, it was a lot of work.
Okay.
I didn't realize it. I was shedding the pounds. I didn't even realize it because I was out there doing a lot of stuff, trying to keep the snow off of everything. It's a lot of work. It doesn't seem like it, but to get to that point with them fenced in and all that, cameras are inside. I could show on my phone. They're really on my mind all the time, and I'm always out there doing something, tinkering with them. So.
Did you discuss with Dr. Rahira, any sort of domesticated animal that might help you with maintaining a level of activity that could help you lose weight?
No.
There's a
Well,
problem.
I'd like to hear from your husband, ma'am, because he's
Okay.
the one with the weight issue.
I'm allergic.
Yeah, she's allergic to so she's
Okay.
allergic. We have cats, and they're not.
Okay. But is that something that you talked to your doctor about or no?
No, I didn't
No,
talk to
okay.
him about that. No.
All right. On average per day, are you spending an hour, 2 hours?
Hours,
Okay.
hours.
All right.
It's a half hour each time, so an hour, each day. So
Okay. In terms of the waste that the chickens produce, you talked about they sit on a perch and it goes into, I think you said a plastic bucket or something?
yeah, they.
Do you have like a compost heap? Okay,
Yeah,
where is that located in the yard?
It's over by the gardens. Let
Let me go to the big map.
I think I put it aside
Is that,
out there, but it's over by
gotta
where the garden
rotate
is on the
down.
other side.
I'm going to try and get that's on your hand sketch, correct, sir?
No, it's on other pictures, but
Oh, you have it in one of the pictures?
yeah, I took one looking towards the side to show, but picture didn't come out that great.
Yeah.
Behind the large greenhouse.
Yeah, it's behind the
Okay.
greenhouse there. Yep. Yep.
so
It's not in the greenhouse. That's
Yeah, let me rotate it.
where is that in relation to the coop or?
It's
I
away
think the
from-
coop
It's on
is,
the opposite side.
Yeah.
Okay.
coop is here, and then opposite is.
I mean, I could put the compost heaps
And
wherever.
the
It doesn't
the
matter.
blue,
Yeah, we do rotate it.
sure, but what's the blue, what's that behind there?
That's a neighbor's
house.
That's a neighbor's
garage.
house?
That's a
Okay.
garage, neighbor's garage
Right.
over there.
And I see, is that a fence along the back?
Yeah, we have a complete
Okay.
fence all around the whole backyard.
Yeah, it
Okay.
appears to be a 6-foot fence all the way around.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, have you talked to any other doctors about the effects that the chickens have had on your
No,
health?
I just, like I said, I only brought this up because that was something David Dunning mentioned. I wasn't even going to go the route with a doctor's note or anything, because I did look into, that, but I didn't. I just said that, I mentioned it to my doctor, that, and he said, you should talk to your doctor and get a note. So, trust me, if, I'm not making it up. David is one that suggested it for me.
Sure.
I
Well,
wasn't going to do that way. I wasn't,
from the sounds of it, when you're on grandchild number 8, you have a lot more to chase around than just
Yeah. When they're
6
over-
chickens. So, all right, well, thank you very much. I appreciate you answering my questions.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. And I just want to point out, we always like applications with more information, so we thank you
Yeah.
for providing some of those. And I also just want to point out the other part, more of an education part of what variances do in terms of towns is, as we grant variances for specific town codes, as more and more variances get granted, it really prompts evidence and reason why town codes should be changed by the town boards. So I just wanted to point that out too, that while you said, I don't want to go that route, you're kind of already going that route.
Yeah.
Even if you're not successful tonight,
Right.
it's still, people are asking for those types of changes. So I
you
just
know,
wanted to point it
I feel
out.
like I wrote a lot of stuff down, which, wasn't necessary, as you were saying, and, I apologize that I.
No, that's okay. You don't write variance applications all the
I know.
time, so it's
I
A-okay.
thought that was what I needed to do, but,
It's A-okay.
okay.
We have to open up the public hearing, so I will
Sorry,
open up-
can I interrupt
Oh,
one?
go ahead.
I just, as I'm sitting here, because this is all very new to me, I'm subbing in for one of the other guys in my office, and so, now, in that one picture, you have the neighbor, if you're looking at your backyard, it's the neighbor in the blue house to the left, and then you've got the fence. Is there anybody behind you?
There is a house behind us, yes.
Okay,
Right
and anybody to the right?
The backyard. To the right, yes.
So are you surrounded on all sides?
3 houses, yes.
Okay. Have any of the neighbors expressed any sentiment to you about the existence of the chickens?
Nope.
No one's expressed concern about the waste that's produced or the potential for a fox or a coyote to come in or?
In fact, no, I haven't had any issues with, in fact, other than raccoons, which, as long as they're in the front, which they are, we don't seem to mind. Because we had issues, when we lived out in Clarendon, there were always issues, foxes and everything.
Sure.
But,
It
no.
was a complaint by someone who generated the
But
initial
and
reaction.
I asked to find out what the complaint was, and it was just what you wrote, is that they just complained about the chickens, nothing else. It was just one line, and it was like, so I was like, well, I followed myself. They tell you to go talk to neighbors and everything. Well, I don't know which neighbor complained, so I don't know who to.
So back to these 3 neighbors, there is one thing that's lacking in here. Do you have any support letters or correspondence with the neighbors?
Right, no, I didn't, because I didn't want to, because I kind of figured one of them did, and I don't want to be the, like,
Okay,
yeah, so I'm not sure.
okay. I just wanted to ask that, because letters of support are always, of the
Right, no,
neighboring
and
properties is always
that
nice
was-
to have.
And that's why I was trying to find out who, but it wasn't, because then I could have talked to that person, but.
Okay.
But I didn't want to go that route either.
All set on side table, or?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Now I'll open up the public hearing, because I don't want to skip that part.
Oh, you step down?
Yes, if you can step to the side and anyone that wants to come up. Yes, ma'am. And same goes to you, name and address for the stenographer.
My name is Shirley Shaw. I live at 19 Da Vinci Drive. And I have personal experience with neighbors having chickens. And I've lived in Chi-Li for more than 50 years. And I've never filed a complaint, but I did file a complaint about the chickens. And they were 20 feet from my property line, but they were constantly getting out. They were, but they were running all over my yard. I had the children chasing them. I had to go get the neighbors to get the chickens out of my yard. It was a nuisance. If you have a 5-acre property requirement, you need to adhere to that. These are residential neighborhoods, and I believe that this 200 feet setback is an appropriate setback. Otherwise, you have a residential neighborhood where people are being, if you grant this variance, it's going to stay with the property. And even though this couple might be responsible owners, you don't have any guarantee that that exception will be honored by the next owners of that property where the variance is already granted. And what if it moves from poultry to some other form of livestock that is also barred? I just feel like once you grant the exception, you no longer have a policy. And if you want this kind of thing, Mrs. Callahan said she had chickens when she lived on a farm, and that's where they belong, on a farmette or at least 5 acres of land. It does not belong in a residential neighborhood where all the other people are affected by the poultry.
Okay, thank you.
My name is Richard Carmen, and I'm also a neighbor. I live at 17 Dutchy Drive, and I'm here to express what we as neighbors have been feeling with a neighbor who had a similar situation for over 2 years, 3 years, I've forgotten how long, with chickens in the backyard. They had a coop. The chickens got out of the coop. The chickens then were in neighbors on the other side of Mrs. Shaw's. They were in our yard, which is 2 lots away. We back up to woods. The foxes, the coyotes, the other animals, the rats had a field day as far as food being out there, and the people not addressing the fact that they had farm animals, poultry, in a residential area. I know for a fact that other people in our neighborhood, as a matter of fact, some of them have served on the Chilhowee Town Board, had chickens in their backyard. Those chickens had to be removed because it was against the ordinance that the town of Chilhowee had established. My fear is with Mrs. Shaw, that when you grant a variance this time, for this exception, I look at livestock. Does livestock mean just chickens? Or does it mean pigs, other kinds of animals? Friend of mine, very close friend, supervisor of a very close village, had a similar problem because there was a variance. How do we get rid of the chickens? Because of the roosters came along, 4 o'clock in the morning, the roosters sound ordinances. I just think it's opening up Pandora's box. If the variance is granted here, next year, will it be the neighbor down the street, the one behind me? I think the rule is there. You know ahead of time what the rule is, then abide by it. If you can't have chickens, you can't have chickens. If you can't have 3 dogs, you can't have 3 dogs. You can have 2 dogs. That's what the variances, that's what the rules are for.
Okay, thank you.
Chicken cages also did not work. Okay. Anything?
No, we just take public comment. We don't
Okay.
necessarily need to interact, but thank you for the comments. Not seeing any, oh, there is one more.
This will be very short. I am Patricia Carmen of 17 Da Vinci Drive. Since they have said exactly what I feel, since we've been living with this issue and we know what has happened in the past, and we are concerned that this will set a precedent that will mean that and we have exactly the same size lot as this, one of the things that caught my attention. It's very difficult. It becomes an issue between neighbors, and it just disrupts the neighborhood in many ways, not just the noise or other things. You know, people take sides, and I hate to see that happening. I'd like to see everybody follow the rules as they are set up now. So thank you.
Okay, thank you for the comments.
Shirley Shaw, 19 Da Vinci Drive. I just want to make one other comment, because we spent a lot of time discussing Mr. Callahan's service and his health. And I want to thank you for your service. I respect that. My father also served. That has nothing to do with the issue, and I don't want you to feel that I'm against that. The other thing is your health. I'm glad that you lost weight, but we have a community center and a lot of facilities available, and I encourage you to continue to follow any sort of method you can use to continue to stay healthy. But that isn't the issue that I'm concerned
Right,
about.
and-
I'm concerned about the variance. So as long as we
Agreed.
spend a
So-
lot of time on that, I wanted to address it.
Yeah, well, thank you, and normally, so I just wanted to point out, and I let it go because there was nice compliments coming out there, but please direct your comments to me at the board, not to the other people. Even I'm waving my hands around, hitting microphones. So, and anyone else from the public hearing? Not seeing any other hands. Ask for a motion to close the public hearing.
So, motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I'm going to say a double-edged sentence here to you tonight. The one is, in 1 year, you've operated chickens without, other than a complaint of one line that you've gotten there. But at the same time, the code said you weren't supposed to have any chickens. But I do want to commend that in 1 year, you haven't had any escaped chickens or anything like that. But once again, the valid point is, you can control it, but if we set it to the land, the next person won't be the case. So but I wanted to commend you on, you haven't had any escapees in a year. Any other board questions? Not hearing any. Before we go on to, I'll read the seeker statement here shortly. We will do separate votes. We're not going to combine A and B variances. We're going to do separate votes for those decisions. Let's see. Even I silenced my phone. Yes, I did.
Is it your
That's
teacher?
No, that's my emergency contact getting past my silence.
Well, don't they kind of go together, A and B?
They do, but I just want to, they do go together, but I want to do separate votes.
Is
just to-
essentially, if you don't have livestock, you don't have livestock housing.
Correct. And you also wouldn't have any setback.
Yeah, you can't fill the setback. You can't.
Right. Well, they could still have an accessory structure for livestock, but they wouldn't have livestock. So they do go hand in hand, but I'd still like to do.
No livestock, there's no livestock housing.
Right. All right, do you want to do them as one?
I do, but
Okay.
I'm open to
Is
what
there
the
a
board has to
consensus
say.
to the board to keep them as one? All right,
I would say
we'll do one vote then. I will declare the zoning board as lead agency, and based on the information and evidence presented at this hearing, find this application to be an unlisted action of no significant environmental impact. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor saying aye?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Let me mark that down that we're doing both. All right, now I'd ask for a motion to adopt this application.
So moved.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
In the past, we've gone through like list of no roosters, stuff like that, in case it does pass.
Do you want to put those on? Well, the no roosters is already in the code, so that's redundant to the code. And then,
You can vote and put conditions on after.
Okay. That's fine.
and then the other part, we did talk about numbers in the past per acre, but Ag and Markets does have a requirement of 6 minimum. So if it does get granted, the minimum has to be 6,
Yep.
6 hens. But wait, I'm confused on your guidance side table. As I asked for a motion to adopt the application, how do we vote and then add conditions after?
How are you going to put conditions before we don't know what the voters?
'Cause that's how we're voting.
Yeah, I mean,
We always set conditions before we vote.
if that's, okay, how you've done it in the past, that's fine, yeah.
set your conditions.
That's where I didn't have any. He asked about no roosters. It's already in our code, so I wouldn't set a condition where the code already says roosters are prohibited.
Okay.
All right.
That a fair point?
That's
Yeah, that
fine.
is a fair point, yeah. It's
I didn't
already in the
know
code
that.
then.
Yeah, it's in there. Unless there's some other conditions. We've already got a setback requirement on there that we're considering here, which it's 8 feet and 15 feet instead of 200. We're not going to get anything else. We don't put sound collars on.
Would not the conditions be applicable to the rule?
Right.
We make an exception. so
Right.
The conditions would then be, so there has
Right.
to be an exception approved before we can condition it,
Yeah,
per se.
yeah. I can't think of any conditions on this.
I don't have any interest in conditions.
Me neither. Okay, so I'm still asking for a motion to adopt this application.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Board vote, Jim?
No.
Matt?
No.
Fred?
Yes.
Phil?
No.
I also vote no, so this was denied. You'll get a letter within a week. Continue to talk to Paul at the building department on it, and I apologize for that part. I like your application, but once again, it's not personal, it's the land and the variance is being requested, and I wish you luck. Thank you. Application number 3, the application of Alyssa A. Camp, 3061 Chile Avenue, Rochester, New York, 14624. Applicant owner for a variance to erect an accessory structure, a shed 8 feet 0 inches by 10 feet 0 inches, 7 feet 0 inches south, and 7 foot 0 inches east side and rear setbacks where 8 feet is required at the property located at 3061 Chile Ave in the R-1-12 district. Let me just advance this. All right. Good evening.
Hi there. I had no idea that this is how this ran, so bear with me. I would just like to say that this shed,
Real quick, your name and address.
oh, Alyssa Camp, 3061 Chile Avenue, 14624.
Okay.
I've lived here for 6 years, and when I bought the house, this shed that was attached to the garage was in bad shape. And it's gotten in worse shape. We've tried propping it up, and it just was dangerous and really ugly. So I had an opportunity for somebody to take it down, and they did it. And I would like to put up a nice, smaller shed with trim and window box. It's going to be beautiful. And the other shed, this one was much bigger than the one that I'm putting up. So I just feel like it should be approved because this is safer. It's better for property values. The neighbors are fine with it. They're great people. They said they'd write letters if you need them. But as you can see, it was a piece of not very pretty stuff. And actually, I sent Paul this week the schematics of the actual one that I'm getting. They're building it to specification, and it's actually a better quality than those pictures that I thought I was getting originally. But it looks very much like that one.
Which
the
one?
second one down.
This one?
Yeah, it's going to
Okay,
be very
just
much
with a
like
planter
that.
box under the window?
Yeah.
And once again, you're taking the detached addition off the frame garage, and this is your proposed, is you're removing that and then putting in the shed back here.
Correct.
7 feet off of each of those lot lines. The one coming from the south at Lot 5, and the one from the east on Lot 4.
Correct.
Okay. Jim, any questions?
I do not have any questions.
Okay. Matt?
No questions.
Fred?
No questions.
Phil?
No questions.
Side table? All right.
I do have a question.
Go ahead.
Was the shed, was that pre-existing non-conforming?
Yes. And it was really an enlargement of the existing garage that's there. So now it's becoming an accessory structure. It's not part of that garage.
That's a
I just
very-
want to make sure it wasn't permitted.
Very old neighborhood. And as you can see, the garage is already 2.9 feet off that one.
Yeah.
Residential areas in Chilhowee.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Am I at public hearing? Opening up the public hearing? Not seeing any hands.
Come on, say something.
Ask for a motion to close the public hearing. We have a motion. Is there a second? All those in favor of saying aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? This shed is below the size, so she doesn't need a building permit, correct, Paul? And so no condition on that one. And I will declare the zoning board as lead agency and based on the information and evidence presented at this hearing, find this application to be a type 2 action with no significant environmental impact. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor saying aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? I'd ask for a motion to adopt this application.
Motion?
We have a motion.
Second?
We have a second. Board vote, Jim?
Yes.
Matt?
Yes.
Fred?
Yes.
Phil?
Yes.
I also vote yes, so this was approved. Thank you.
Finally, I'm so excited. This is
Good luck with the construction.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. And the deconstruction.
The deconstruction's done.
The deconstruction is going to be dangerous.
That's already done, it's gone.
Oh, it's already gone. I didn't even notice that back there.
And they just came and said, "You want your shit?" And I said,
That's excellent. I'm glad you didn't get hurt. Nobody else did. Have a good night. Thank you.
I don't answer those.
No, this is the sign application. So, Paul,
Oh, the sign?
we have no representation from the applicant of number 5, correct?
That's what this thing says.
What's this thing?
My phone. I've texted the applicant, and he was going to get a hold of his engineer, trying to get his authorization to table to the next meeting.
But you haven't heard back. Does anyone have to use the restroom?
Well, if we're gonna stay here longer, I might.
This isn't bad.
You as the board can't table it.
No, we have to do a decision tonight. And typically, if there's not representation of an application, we consider it based on what was provided in the application. Nope. And then if we deny it, it's denied. If we approve it, it's approved, but it's a very weak finding
Why
statement.
can't we table it?
Because we can't table it. It has to be at the applicant, because we're on a timetable. Well, this is the signed one, so they haven't come in and asked for a tabling yet. So we technically have, what, 62
What if we just
days?
refuse to
So
consider it?
we could table it, but then we have 62 days, and we have to make a decision by the next meeting, if we have a meeting.
Well, we would have to have a meeting if they wanna hear it.
If we only had one application that was the tabled one that didn't show, I'm not sure we'd have a meeting.
Where? When?
If we tabled it tonight, and they were the only application next month, and it's July, which is always our vacation times.
Who's vacation time?
I don't take a vacation. I don't miss the zoning board meetings. I made that mistake once. It's 62 days.
So it could be,
It could make it by that, but if it doesn't make it on this one, it's gonna impact the planning board. Because they need a decision from tonight to move their site plan forward at the planning board.
Well, this is a problem for the applicant. It's not our problem.
Right.
You got something important, show up.
Right.
All responsibility.
unfortunately.
I'm not talking to my kids.
Nope.
Even asked yesterday.
Paul, were you in
Wouldn't be here.
conversation directly with the applicant, or the applicant engineer, or the sign applicant?
None of the above.
Oh,
Oh, no, the applicant.
Oh, okay.
The property owner.
Still want to be on the record. I mean, take.
council, We're actually still on the record. Yes, we can't go off the record. We can't call an executive session.
Yeah.
You can call the break.
Then when he comes back, right, he just turns the camera on.
Executive session, no, I wouldn't call an executive.
Can we call a recess?
Yeah, I suppose you could. I mean, I don't see why not. There's nobody
We
here.
call a sign-
Right, yeah, there's no one from the,
Applicant a chance to appear.
yeah, I mean, it's only 8 o'clock. We haven't even reached the hour milestone yet. Not that we have time limits on our board meetings here. So yeah, let's give the applicant.
We wish to table our application to the July meeting.
All right, we have a correspondence from the applicant to table until the July meeting, the next meeting. I'll make a motion to accept that one. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second. Board vote. All in
Aye.
favor? Oh, yeah, you recuse. I really thought Skylight Signs was going to be the applicant for this, but Passero is? Okay. I just saw Chi-Light Development Group. So I thought it was going to be represented by Skylight Signs. All right, so we have a recusal, so you'll abstain. So all in favor saying aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? There's one abstaining. And so we'll table it until next month.
Then on vacation.
I'm on vacation next week. I don't set vacations during the 4th week of any month. My wife learned that when we flew to Texas over 10 years ago. Minutes, we have one typographical from the reference to the March meeting, it was March, back in the May ones, but it's just a typo that we'll fix. Any issues on the May 27th minutes?
Nope.
All right, I'll ask for motion to accept and adopt
Motion?
or approve those. We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor saying aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So those are approved from the May meeting. Our next meeting is July 22nd, and I'll make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor saying aye? Aye. Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.